Welcome to this introduction to ecological theology. My name is Anne Elvey. For over 20 years, I have been concerned for the way in which humankind as a whole, though some of us more than others, are causing serious damage to the earth, which sustains not only humans, but myriad other creatures and their habitats. This has led me to think about ways in which we can understand our texts and traditions with earth in mind. Ecological theology, or ecotheology, is a response by theologians such as Australian Dennis Edwards, New Zealander Neil Darragh, and many others throughout the world. For example, Celia Dean Drummond from the UK, Heather Eaton in Canada, Sally McFarg in the United States, and Yvonne Guevara in South America. Their attempt as theologians to bring environmental or ecological concerns into conversation with theology and vice versa. South African theologian Ernst Conradie writes that ecological theology may be regarded as a next wave of contextual theology. It is an attempt, he says, to retrieve the ecological wisdom in Christianity as a response to environmental threats and injustices, and at the same time to reinvestigate, rediscover, and renew the Christian tradition in the light of the challenges posed by the environmental crisis. Ecological theology takes seriously our context as creatures, inhabiting and interconnecting with the earth on which we depend for food, clothing, and shelter, and without which we could not join with others in community to reflect, sing, offer hospitality, and pray. This earth and the wider cosmos of which it is part provide all the symbols we use to describe our relationships not only with one another, but with God. Often we forget the importance of the rest of creation for our own creaturely survival and flourishing. Those of you who work in rural areas will be less prone to forgetting than many of us who live in major cities and their suburbs, insulated from the places and processes that make our lives possible. In this short unit, there is an opportunity to remember who we are as creatures with other creatures, inhabiting the earth from which we come. In a general audience on the 17th of January 2001, the then Pope John Paul II spoke of an ecological conversion. He said that humankind, especially in our time, has without hesitation devastated wooded plains and valleys, polluted waters, disfigured the earth's habitat, made the air unbreathable, disturbed the hydrogeological and atmospheric systems, turned luxuriant areas into deserts, and undertaken forms of unrestrained industrialization, degrading that flower bed, to use an image from Dante Alighieri, which is the earth, our dwelling place. He goes on, we must therefore encourage and support the ecological conversion which in recent decades has made humanity more sensitive to the catastrophe to which it has been heading. Humankind is no longer the Creator's steward, but an autonomous despot who is finally beginning to understand that he, or she, must stop at the edge of the abyss. This unit takes this call to encourage and support an ecological conversion as a starting point for thinking about theology ecologically.